children, good morning. Today in this class, I am going to explain you about the types of peripheral nervous systems. So in the last videos, you have seen about the peripheral nervous system. That is, what are the nerves that emerges from the brain and the spinal cord in my previous videos. Okay, so today in this class I am going to explain you about the peripheral nervous system, its types. So there are two types of peripheral nervous systems. One is the somatic nervous system and the another one is the autonomous nervous system. So this somatic nervous system, it includes the sensory neurons and the motor neurons. So the sensory neurons will carry the information from the sense organs, whereas the motor neurons will carry the information to the motor organs, that is the limbs, that is forelimbs and hind limbs. Okay, so these somatic sensory neurons will conduct the sensory impulses from the sensory receptors, that is nothing but the sensory organs like eyes, nostrils, okay, etc. And it will send that information, received information, to the central nervous system, that is the brain. Okay. Next, the somatic motor neurons. What is the function of the somatic motor neurons? Is, so these will help in the voluntary movement of the body organs. So because of the stimulation of these somatic motor neurons, they are connected to the skeletal muscles and they will help in the movement of the body organs. So that is the voluntary function. They will play the voluntary function. Okay. So these neurons get activated only when the muscles will get excited. Okay. So this autonomous nervous system is another type of the peripheral nervous system. So in the case of autonomous nervous system, it consists of two types of neurons, that is sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. Okay. Now what is the autonomous nervous system? So this autonomous nervous system, it is associated with the introreceptors which are located in the visceral organs and the sensory and the sensory internal stimulus. They will produce sensory internal stimulus to the chemical receptors. Okay. So these will regulate the involuntary actions. So autonomous nervous system will regulate the involuntary actions of the organism, involuntary functions, just like the cardiac muscles. They are connected to the cardiac muscles and they are connected to the smooth muscles which are present surrounding the eyes and connected to the digestive tract organs. Okay. So these will perform involuntary function. So if you say stop eating the if you say stop digesting the food, so the digestive tract will not stop. Okay. So it will goes on functioning. For example, you don't know how many times your eyes will how many times you will closes and opens your eyes. So those are all are involuntary. Okay. If you say stop the heartbeat, it won't stop. Okay. So these are the organs which are under the control of the autonomous nervous system. Okay. So this autonomous nervous system is of two types, that is sympathetic nervous system, and second type is the parasympathetic nervous system. Now we will discuss about the first one, that is the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, so this sympathetic, all of you look at the picture once. The sympathetic nervous system, it consists of a pair of the sympathetic chain. It consists of a pair of sympathetic chain and preganglionic sympathetic fibers, postganglionic sympathetic fibers, and collateral ganglions. Okay, so these are four types which are present in the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, now the preganglionic nerves, that is preganglionic sympathetic fibers, which they will arises from the thoracic region and the lumbar region of the spinal cord. Okay, you look at the picture. A spinal cord, where is the cervical region, where is the thoracic region, just you observe the lumbar region and the sacral regions so that you can understand. Okay, so these preganglionic neurons will arise from the thoracic region and the lumbar region of the spinal cord, so that it is called as thoracolumbar division. So that is called thoracolumbar division. Okay, and so the pair of sympathetic chains arises from the base of the skull to the pelvis of the body along the sides of the dorsal aorta. Okay, the three collateral ganglions are located in the abdominal cavity, which is close to the origin of the arteries, that is celiac artery, superior mesenteric and inferior or posterior mesenteric arteries. So these three collateral ganglions are very close to these three types of arteries. Okay, so you please once you look at the picture so that you will understand the collateral ganglion. So it is present at the lumbar region. Okay, now the sympathetic nervous system, it consists of ganglions at the trunk region and which are near to the spinal cord. Okay, which are called as sympathetic preganglionic axons. So these sympathetic preganglionic axons are very shorter and the postganglionic axons are very longer. So this is the difference between the sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic neurons. Okay, so the next type is the parasympathetic nervous system. So the parasympathetic nervous system, here the cell body of the preganglion neurons of the parasympathetic nervous system, which are located in the brain and in the sacral region of the spinal cord, that is at the cranial region and the sacral region. Okay, here the parasympathetic nervous system is called as craniosacral region or the craniosacral division. Okay, so the axons of the neurons at the cranial region that arises from the brain, which occurs or which are present at the 3rd, 7th, 9th and the 10th cranial nerves. Okay, next the axons of the postganglionic neurons, will arises at the sacral region of the spinal cord. The sacral spinal neurons, that is the second, third and fourth. Okay. So this cranial outflow of the parasympathetic unit will include the ciliary, pterygopalatine, submandibular and otitic ganglions. Okay. So these will receive the preganglionic fibers from the cranial nerves, that is the third cranial nerve, seventh and ninth and 10th cranial nerves. Okay. So they will send the postganglionic fibers to the smooth muscles which are present surrounding the eyeball, the pharynx, larynx, nasal mucosa, palatine, lacrimal glands and the salivary glands, and also the parts present in the head region. Okay. And the vagus nerve, that is the 10th cranial nerve, it will extend into the thoracic region and the abdominal region, and it will send its fibers to the, that is nerve fibers, to the heart, lungs and some parts of the digestive system. Okay. So the sacral outflow, that is the sacral nerves outflow. Look at the picture, you will understand. Okay. So the sacral outflow, the sacral nerves, that is the third nerve, second, third and fourth sacral nerves will supplies the nerve fibers to the urinary bladder and the genital organs. Okay. So the parasympathetic preganglionic axons here are longer and the postganglionic axons are shorter. So this is also one of the difference between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve fibers. Okay. Now I will post you the picture, that is the differences between the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. You please look at the picture. Okay. And go through my audio so that you will understand the differences between the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay. Go through the video. So look at the picture, that is the difference between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay. So the first one is the sympathetic nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system, it will originates in the thoracic and the lumbar regions of the spinal cord. Okay. Whereas the parasympathetic nervous system, it will arises from the cranial region and from the sacral region. Okay. So in the sympathetic nervous system, the ganglions are linked up to form a chain, that is a pair of sympathetic chain is present, whereas in the parasympathetic nervous system it is absent, but the ganglions will remain isolated. Okay. The preganglionic fibers in the sympathetic neural system are short and postganglionic fibers are long, whereas in the parasympathetic the preganglionic fibers are long, whereas the postganglionic fibers are short. Okay. In the sympathetic nervous system, the axon terminals will releases the norepinephrine, a neurotransmitter, which will functions as a excitatory function. Means it will produce when you are in the excited condition. Okay. Parasympathetic nervous system, the neurons will produce the acetylcholine, a chemical neurotransmitter, which will help in which is inhibitory in function. Okay, it is produced during the relaxed conditions. Okay, so in the sympathetic nervous system, it is activated during the stressed condition, whereas the parasympathetic nervous system is activated during the relaxed condition. Okay, so this is the difference between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. Okay, so go through the examples. I will post you the picture. Look at the picture. So sympathetic nervous system, it is fight or flight response, whereas the parasympathetic, it is rest and digestive response. Okay, so if you see the picture, the sympathetic nervous system, it will dilate the pupil of the eye, and it will increases the heartbeat, it will increases the blood pressure, it will also help in constriction of the blood vessels, it will inhibit the digestive gland secretions, and it also inhibits the urinary bladder contractions. Okay, whereas the parasympathetic responses, so this parasympathetic neurons will produce the acetylcholine, which is inhibitory in function. It is produced during the relaxed condition. So relaxed condition means when you are free, acetylcholine is produced, so it will constrict the pupils of the eye, it will decreases the heartbeat, so heartbeat will beats normally, it will also regulate the blood pressure. Okay, and it will also produces the digestive juices, it will excite the digestive glands to produce a digestive juice, so that you will feel hungry normally, and it will also excites, or it will also sends the signal to the endocrine glands to produce its hormones. So in the relaxed condition, the normal person whatever will do, and the normally when you are normally, the hormonal actions will also takes place. But in the excited condition, that is the sympathetic nervous system, when it gets activated, so you will not feel hungry, you will get excited, you will be angry on everything, so like that it will happen, and you won't get sleep also. Okay, but due to the action of the acetylcholine, which is produced by the parasympathetic neurons, so it will get inhibited, so it is inhibitory in function. Okay, you please go through the pictures so that you will understand. Okay, please subscribe my YouTube channel, that is Nagamani Biology Tutorials, to watch my videos regularly without missing. Okay, thank you.